Alright everybody, we're back here with match number 4. We won the die roll. I got super busy last couple days, so I've had to film this league on several days. That's why my shirts are changing. Anyway, this hand is pretty bad. We have a 4-lander that does not have a Sunbaked Canyon, and we don't have any creatures for recurring damage, and we have 2 circumstantial burn spells, so we're definitely going to ship this. Alright, we can't keep this hand. This hand, if it had 1 land even, it would be debatable whether we should keep it or not, but there's no land, so we have to ship this too. Alright, we will keep this and send back a land and probably the Searing Blaze. So yeah, we'll keep. Our opponent mulligan to 6 as well, so they're going to be starting with 6 cards. I think we put back a Searing Blaze and a fetch land. So unfortunately we're mulliganing pretty low here, but I mean, that's what happens sometimes. So we don't know what we're playing against, so we're going to go ahead and take 2 life here. Cat's pretty much out of the bag. I'm pretty sure everyone knows it's burn with Sacred Foundry in this metagame anyway. So we're going to get in for 2 here. See what we reveal. Marsh Flats. Okay, so this could be many things. This could be Mardu Pyromancer, black-white tokens. Could even be Abzan midrange, even though we haven't seen that deck in quite a while. Alright, so we played the Marsh Flats that we know about. And he's just going to pass the turn. So probably has a Path to Exile or a Fatal Push. Land is not, it's not the worst draw. I mean, it's certainly not the best draw. So I think we just play a land here and get in for 2. Alright, so this is some sort of Hogak build. Or maybe not. I mean, Carrion Feeder screams Hogak, but it's possible it's not Hogak. Alright, so they fetch down to 15 here. We're still in decent shape. They can't play a Hogak this turn. I mean, they might be able to. I shouldn't say they can't. But it's definitely going to be difficult, especially with no fetch land to fill the graveyard. This could be a Collective Brutality, maybe. Yep. So it looks like they're going to just do the 1 mode to get rid of Goblin Guide. That's good news for us. That means that they probably don't have a way of dealing with creatures, so if we draw us a Spear or another Goblin Guide or even an Eidolon, we might be in really good shape. Oh, they did do the Drain mode. Okay. Alright, so it is Hogak. Hogak confirmed. Alright, so beginning of combat, sure. Oh, they did all 3 modes. Good lord. I guess we made a mistake there. Instead of firing off the Boros charm, I guess we just bolt them. Unfortunately, we're not playing the best game here. Guess we thin our deck out too. Why not? Get our other white source. So they should be at 10 effectively. Alright, so Lava Spike. We'll just fire that off. If they have an explosive turn, we might just scoop it up because we're way too far behind. We have no cards in hand, essentially. They have 5 cards. We know one of them is a Carrion Feeder. Alright, so yeah. This seems like Hogak's going to come out this turn. And even if we draw Boros Charm, which is our most explosive, or our most, the highest point of damage we have in one spell, we're still not being able to catch up. They have 2 Bloodghast in addition to the Hogak that's coming out, I'm sure, this turn. They still have 3 cards in hand, so I mean, I think we're dead here. Yep. There's Hogak. I guess we'll just play this land, just cycle it just for G-Wiz. I'm probably going to scoop it up here. Yep. Alright, we'll go to game 2. Even though they didn't have the turn 2 Hogak, I mean, you guys can see the just raw power that this deck can put together. It's pretty insane. So, Path to Exile for sure. Grafdigger's Cage is probably not the worst card to bring in. Eidolon's kind of medium against Hogak. Of course, we're on the play, so I think we'll just start trimming on stuff. We'll trim on a Skewer the Critics, trim on a Rift Bolt, trim on a Lava Spike, trim on a Searing Blaze, and maybe just trim on another Lava Spike since it doesn't target creatures. Just play it like this. Yeah, we're remodeling our house and it just ate up most of my weekend, so I wasn't able to finish this video in time. Alright, so this hand, it's a 3-lander with 3 burn spells and a creature. I don't think there's a reason to ship this. Actually, no, yeah, it's just 3 lands. Okay, there's no reason to ship this one back, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep here. We don't have any of our sideboard cards, but can't really afford to ship a hand like this, I don't think. And they're mulliganing to 6, so they're starting with 6 cards again. We're gonna go ahead and thin our deck a bit, get a mountain. Since we have the Sunday Canyon, we don't really need to get a Sacred Foundry just yet. Alright. See if we can get a win against Hogak here. My record against Hogak isn't the worst either. I think I lost maybe once or twice to Hogak with Burn. So, still think it's an okay matchup for Burn, but I mean, it's one of those things where if they just draw God Hand and we don't draw adequate, sequence of spells, then they just come away with the victory. So, there's nothing you can do about that. So we reveal a Vengevine. Definitely one of our targets for Path to Exile. One of the things against Hogak, in my opinion, that's very, very important is having a creature on turn 1. Eidolon, preferably, or even a Swift Spear, because they tend to gum up the board turns 1 and 2, so your attacking game only really happens on turn 1 anyway, and having that creature makes it to where if their hand is mediocre and they don't have like the turn 1 Stitcher Supplier or turn 1 excuse me, Carrion Feeder, then they have to do things like Faithless Looting or play their Shockland tapped to not take more damage. So it's just little incremental things that turn out to be this huge deal as to why having something like a Goblin Guide on 1 is crucial again this matchup. Alright, so Searing Blaze is not the best, which means that we're probably going to play the Sunday Canyon since we are probably going to target a creature of theirs next turn. So this time we're going to pay extra attention and not punt like we did last game with this Boros Charm. So there's the Bloodghast. That's a good target for Searing Blaze. Maybe we should have played the Wooded Foothills then, but then again, we're in no big rush. We'll just pass the turn back here and hold up this Boros Charm for their end step. Okay, so they didn't trigger the Bloodghast. I was curious. Alright. So Brutality. We're gonna go ahead and we can Boros Charm and give our Goblin Guide indestructible. So they discarded. They're doing all 3 modes here. So we have to fire something off. I think it's going to be between Boros Charm and Lightning Helix. If we Boros Charm them, then they're probably going to take the Lightning Helix, but that's 4 damage, putting them to 12, and then leaves us with 6. So I think we Boros Charm them to 4, or to 12, then they'll go back up to 14. Yeah, I think that's fine. Part of me wants to just give this Goblin Guide indestructible and then just mitigate some of that, but it's probably going to take our Searing Blaze or our Lightning Helix. I don't see them taking Lightning Bolt. Yep. So, I mean, it could be worse. Okay, that's a pretty decent draw. They don't know about this card, so I mean, there's no reason not to play it, I guess. We know 2 of the cards in their hand. I guess we'll just go ahead and fire off here. Then depending on what they play, we just Lightning Helix them on end of turn. Or we can bolt them end of turn in case we draw another Searing Blaze. This could be a hard-casted Bloodghast. Yep. Okay. I think we're just gonna... We'll just bolt them here, I think. Okay. Not the greatest draw. Thankfully we can still cycle this land. Alright. So we play the Swift Spear. Then we'll get in for 1. They're probably going, or they can't block, so they're at 7. Alright, so there's the Gravecrawler. Okay. They're probably going to... They have a land. They might play like a Syrian or Satyr Wayfinder or something. Trigger this Bloodghast. Oh no, this is their revealed card. Okay, so their graveyard. Okay, so it's just Collective Brutality. Alright. Yep, go down to 13 here. So Lightning Bolt's a good draw. I think we're going to go ahead and try and get maximum damage here. Fortunately, we are at 10, so Gravecrawler cannot block either. So we're going to be dealing 1, 4, 5, 9 damage, so we should have lethal if they don't block. Which they can't. I mean, if they don't try to kill. If they have Fatal Push, if they have Lightning Bolt, I think we're fine. But if they have Fatal Push, it's going to be bad for us. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So... Oops. Alright. Sloppy. White, red. Alright. So, game 3. We're lucky. I guess I clicked through the before damage step because they had no blocks. Still getting used to Moto. I think because of Collective Brutality, there's a merit about bringing in these Skull Cracks. And taking out something like maybe another Searing Blaze. Actually, we are on the draw, so maybe these Eidolon are not the best, and these are actually better cards in the matchup after game 1. I think maybe I like it like this. I don't really need any of these other cards, so we'll see what happens. Alright. Our opponent chooses to play first, and they start the game with 7 cards in hand. Fortunately, we don't have the best hand. We do have a lot of burn and 3 lands. I don't think we mulligan this hand. As much as I would love to have like a creature, I don't think we mulligan this hand. Because we have 3 lands, we have several burn spells, and we have a Skullcrack for their Collective Brutality. Alright, so they must have like a Thoughtseize here. Or okay, a Stitcher Supplier. Sure. Unfortunately, we don't have Rest in Peace in the deck. And we don't have our Grafdigger's Cage in hand right now. But we'll see. If we get a... Okay, so Scare the Critics. Since we don't have anything to cast, I think we just play the Sacred Foundry tapped, as weird as it looks coming from burn. I'll just pass the turn back. Definitely, if that Skewer the Critics was like a Goblin Guide, we'd be really good, in really good shape, but unfortunately it's not. They did shock though, so it's like if we had a Goblin Guide, I guess, on 1. We do have 16 points of burn in hand. Alright. Okay. What is this? Enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library graveyard. You may put a land. Okay. I don't know what just happened there. Motor might be a little laggy. I apologize. Computer's thinking here. Not sure what's going on. Alright. Sure. Alright, so there's a Vengevine. Okay. Could have Hogak in hand, which will be really, really bad for us. Or they could be just digging for a Hogak. Not sure what's going on here. I guess it's going to try and put me back in the matchup. I'm not really sure. Okay. So yeah, it did. Looks like it did put me back in the matchup. All right, so we're down to 19. All right, so another land's not a good draw. Definitely play it. And can't double spell. So I guess we just see. They have 4 cards in hand. They would have played Hogak had they had him in hand. So I think we just pass the turn here, and if they don't do anything, which I doubt it, but if they don't, we just Boros Charm them, or we might Lightning Helix them, or a creature if it's necessary. Not really sure. That lag threw me off a little bit. Okay. They're just going to get in for 4. Sure. Curious as to what's in their hand. Alright, so one of them's a land. No Bloodghast to come back yet. See what their follow-up is here. Okay, hardcast Bloodghast. Sure. I'm probably just going to go on the aggro plan, I guess, which means these helixes are quite good. I think I'm going to fire that off now just to give us a little bit of a life buffer. Alright, so that's not a very good draw. We can put them down to 7 here, and that puts us with 6 points of damage, or 6 points of burn next turn. Or we can just wait to see what they do. I think we just wait to see what they do. Maybe bluff that we have a deflecting palm in hand or something. I'm not really sure. We're definitely gonna most likely Lightning Helix next turn because we're staring at 6 points of swing coming at our way, and that'll bring us back up to 15 and put them down to 11. All right, so Faithless Looting here. They discarded Nature's Claim and a Polluted Delta. He probably brought in this Nature's Claim for Eidolon, or for our, probably for like an Ensnaring Bridge or a Grafdigger's Cage or even a Rest in Peace. So definitely playing around Graveyard Hate. Alright, so Collective Brutality. They're going to do all 3 modes, which means we're definitely going to fire off this Skullcrack. Oh no, they can't because we don't have a creature. Alright, so we fire off this Skullcrack so they don't gain any life. Then they're probably going to take this Boros Charm because it deals the most damage to them. They do have 1 card in hand and they're tapped out, so that's good for us. Yep. Now they're going to attack for a bunch here. Yep. We definitely have not been drawing great this game, which might be the difference maker here. I don't know how much damage we can take, because that's 6 points, putting us at 4. And of course they can very easily bring back this Vengevine. I think we're going to have to Lightning Helix them now. And then Skewer the Critics, the 3-1. Because if we Skewer the Critics them, we do put them down to 5, but 5 isn't really important. I mean, not really sure, honestly, what to do here. We do have a redraw. I think if they draw the Vengevine, we're just dead anyway, so maybe we just pass the turn here. I don't know what else to do. We do save 3 points of damage, but we are at 13, so maybe we just redraw here. Maybe that's the play. I could be wrong. Guys, let me know what you think. Very, very odd game. This is the slowest I think I've seen Hogak operate, which I'm okay with that. Alright, so there's Satyr Wayfinder. That is the first creature. They don't have a Gravecrawler, which is good for us. They might have one now, but let's see. Alright, so 2 Stitcher Suppliers. That's good, so no Gravecrawler. They are going to get in for a bunch here. Yep. Alright, so we're at 7. I think we're going to go ahead and just crack this now. Hopefully draw something other than a land. Alright, Rift Bolt's not the best burn spell, but it's definitely a burn spell. That's a terrible draw. I think that seals our fate there. Yeah, I think, because this is only 6 damage, and they'll be at 2, and then we're dead in the next turn. 1. I mean, can we survive? Maybe. If we Skewer the Critics, they're 3-1. So we can Rift Bolt them. And then Skewer the Critics. They're 3-1. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, putting us at 3. And then we can still draw. We would have to draw something like a Lightning Helix. Or hopefully they take 1 damage and then Boros Charm finishes them off. I still think we lost, but buying us 1 more turn, potentially buying us 1 more turn, is worth it than just scooping it up, I think, right? Excuse me. I do think Hogak's going to be banned, though. I think it's definitely, it has warped the format. I know that there are some people that think it's a balanced card. I personally don't agree with it, but I mean, I'm not going to dock someone for having an opinion, but I think that the deck or the card has warped the modern format significantly. I think that if Hogak goes away, certain decks will come back into the format. I think Death Shadow is impossible to play now unless you're playing some sort of build that's engineered to beat Hogak, because knocking yourself down to 8, that's what Hogak would love to see. So, alright, so an alpha attack here, putting us down to probably, what, 2 or 3? Yep. They probably know that we can't kill them with 1 burn spell, so Flashback Faithless Looting. I mean, if we get a Searing Blaze, if we draw a Searing Blaze, I know that we took most of them out, right? Oh, just one. So we're definitely drawing live to a Searing Blaze. That would be incredible. Come on, deck. One time. One time. Oh, so close. So we're not dead. Because they only... If we kill this Bloodghast... Actually, no, because they just have to play a land and it comes back. So I guess we just play a land here and pass turn and bolt their Bloodghast in combat. If they cast another Bloodghast, if they so they're casting one creature. If they cast one more, they get a Vengevine, and we're just dead. This has definitely been the fairest Hogak matchup I've ever played against, to be honest. So here's Hogak most likely, which means we have an out. Oh no, Vengevine. Okay, so yeah, we're dead. Yep. They attack. More than enough to kill us. We don't have a way of gaining life, so yeah, we lost this game. Oh well. So thanks for joining me. Match number 4 against Hogak. I think the game chalked down to not drawing the greatest opening hands, having to mulligan to 5, I think, game 1. And then basically just drawing a bunch of lands game 3. So variance is part of the game. Really can't do anything about it. But excuse me, if you guys think that I could have done something differently, please let me know in the comments below. And we'll see you back here for the 5th and final match. Alright everybody, welcome to match number 5. We lost the die roll, so that's not good. The bright side, our hand is pretty decent. We do have a turn 1 creature, and we have burn spells, and we have 3 lands. So, and we do have white sources, so I think we keep this for sure. Playing against a creature deck, the Searing Blaze is going to be pretty good. They start the game with 7 cards in hand as well, so we got a game. Let's do this. So looks like Phoenix? Phoenix or Storm? Could be Storm. If it's Storm or Phoenix, I think it's traditionally a good matchup for burn. We don't have Eidolon of the Great Revel, which is kind of a bummer, but I think we'll be okay. We do have this Blaze for a mana reducer if it's Storm. So, alright, so Swift Spear. We'll still fire off this Goblin Guide because it's 1 more point of damage on 1. And we'll definitely probably know what we're up against now after this attack. What in the world is this card? Tap target permanent, untap target permanent? Well, I don't know what this is. Okay, I mean, let's see. That's a spicy card. What is that, from Mirrodin? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Alright. Shivan Reef leans a little bit towards Storm. Next turn, we're probably going to fire off this Monastery Swift Spear into Rift Bolt, depending on what we draw. Ooh, okay. I think we still do that. We bait off a removal spell. That way our Eidolon can survive. They might tap down one of our hasty creatures. In that case, we will just go ahead and deploy our Swift Spear here and get in. And if they don't tap the Swift Spear, then... Oh, whoops. Did not mean to tap for white. Undo. Tap for red. And then we'll get in. Might tap down our Goblin Guide in the beginning of combat. Oh, maybe not. They might have Lightning Bolt. What is this? What? A hexproof land? Choose a battlefield, sacrifice 2 lands, add 3 mana. This must be some sort of all-in deck. Has to be. Which is kind of scary. We might want to leave this lightning bolt up in case they have some sort of creature that powers the combo. We can just pick it off. Alright. So, with that being said, do we want to fire off this Rift Bolt? I don't know what they can, how they can kill us, so I'm gonna play like I don't know what's going on, which I really don't. So we'll see if we get punished for that. If not, that'll put us in really good shape because that'll prowess up this Swift Spear, and then if they play a creature, we can kill it with the Searing Blaze. End step, we are doing what? Oh, floating some mana. Oh no, this isn't end step. Okay, this is main phase. Okay, so we're floating some mana to play this, and then if that is their turn, maybe a couple cantrips, maybe. What is this? Okay, draw a card. Sure. Maybe we should have played Eidolon. Oh, did they play that Dream? Beginning of combat, eh? Okay. Alright, not sure what's going on. I really don't know. So we'll Rift Bolt them. All right, let me think here. Let's think here. If we play the Swift Spear, then we have to play Eidolon. We get in for 2, 4, 5 with an Eidolon, or we can bolt them, putting them down to 8, and then that'll put them to 5. That'll put them to 3, and then Eidolon will stop whatever they. I think I like that better. So we'll play this Bloodstained Mire. Go ahead and crack it for a mountain. We do have 7 cards in hand, so get into combat. Alright, so they get a Shivan Reef in hand. Bolt them. Oh, yeah, bolt them. And then go to complete combat. And then play this Eidolon. Add 3 mana of any one color. Okay. So maybe this is enough. Not really sure. They could have some kind of weird shenanigans. Like this could be a weird Adnaz build. That's what it feels like. It's like an all-in mana deck. Not. I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like I'm playing a deck with a gray beard and years and years of wisdom, and then I'm playing against this young buck kind of a deck that is playing cards from M20 that I haven't even heard of. Granted, I haven't looked at the list of the set because I don't play Standard currently, which I want to, really want to, especially since the #1 deck in Standard, many say, has Sorin in it, and that's my favorite Planeswalkers, so seems like a good time for me to get back into Standard. So they have a Spire Bluff Canal on the battlefield. They have Alv. Okay, they scoop it up. Alright, so good news is we got game #1. Bad news is I have no idea how to sideboard against this deck. They probably have, like I said, some sort of all-in strategy. I don't think they have many creatures, so maybe turning these 2 Searing Blazes into 2 Skullcracks might be a good idea. They are playing blue, so maybe there's an argument for Exquisite Firecraft. I don't know for sure. Again, I have no idea what this is. I didn't see any creatures. So maybe we want to just sideboard light and keep our primary game plan solid and intact. And we'll see if that's enough. So yeah, I'm going to have, I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or in this recording or not. I know I did in previous attempts that OBS kind of clunked out on me because I didn't have the settings correctly inputted or whatever. But I do have a Patreon page that I just started. I think I made it public or finished it a couple nights ago, so it should be ready to be viewed. So I'm gonna have the link in the video, just in this video's description below. Hopefully you guys check it out and can help me with whatever you guys can donate, and I can be able to make more content. And I am more than happy to play you guys' deck list. There is a tier for that, and that'll help me with a Mana Traders account. So any and all money I get from the Patreon will be put into this YouTube channel. It's not going to go in my pocket whatsoever. This hand is quite good. We do have 2 lands, we have 3 creatures, and 2 burn spells. We are 100% keeping. Not to mention we have a fairly painless mana base. I know the Sunday Canyon will do work over a couple turns, but we'll see. They mulligan to 5. So that is probably either really good for us or their deck doesn't care about mulliganing, which I can't imagine any deck being that way unless it's like Dredge or Tron or some sort of deck that wants to have cards in several zones instead of just your hand. So they split the difference, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Alright. We will start this party with a Goblin Guide. Let's see what we reveal. Is that? Okay. Alright. We have started the bleeding. They are at 18. Other visions, sure. They might be digging for lands here. Next turn, we're going to double creature. And hopefully if we draw a land next turn, we can play like this Boros Charm or something like that. Alright, so a pain land is good for us. Very good for us. So is that. Alright, there's another pain land. And they're at 14, so I think we're in good shape. Alright, Spireblow of Canal. Colorless, blue. Teleria West searching for something. Okay. That land. Alright, well this turn's gonna hurt them quite a bit. Quite a bit. So we are going to, I mean, do we have lethal? I don't think so. Maybe. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we have lethal. And we skew the critics with Spectacle. Then we get in for a bunch. Yep. So our opponent scooped it up. That was a really weird game. I really want to know what they were playing against, or what we were playing against, what they were playing with. But I don't know. I have no idea. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. That Lotus land with hexproof, very interesting. I think it has a couple downside parts of its text box, like the coming in tapped and having to sack 2 lands and all that. There might be a way of breaking that card, and maybe that person broke it and they just had a bad hand and variance got the best of them. But if you guys know what that deck was, please let me know, because I'm all about building jank. So anyway, yeah, I think we went 4-1 was the final tally on this league. Couldn't ask for more than that. I mean, Modern's a 3-2 format. We got 100 play points, and we got a Modern point. Not really sure what that's for, but we do have this chest, and I think we'll crack it open before I turn the stream off, or the video off. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I know that this video took a while to be made and developed and probably uploaded and everything. I've just been super busy, and I'm glad I got to finish the league out. And I don't know if I'm going to break the video up into different, or the league up into different videos. I might not. I might just dump it as one big video. So oh, actually no, we did lose, because we went 3-2. Which is still fine. Like I said, it's Modern, so we got our money back anyway. So other products, there it is. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys liked what you saw and are willing to subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up and a constructive comment. And I hope to see you guys back. Let's see what this is. Alright, so we got 5 play points, a Hex Parasite, and 3 Dreams. Okay. So, looks like 2 bulk rares and 5 play points. But I'll take it. Anything's better than nothing, right? So, anyway, that'll do it for me. Thank you guys for watching again. I really appreciate it. And if you guys would like to contribute to the channel, please check out the Patreon link down below, and message me. Feel free to message me. I will respond to every and any message that you guys put on this channel. I have a Twitter account. It's just the same as my Moto account. It's Boogeyman of Burn on Twitter. Shout out to me. Anything you guys want, any kind of requests that you guys like me to make. I like to make more Magic the Gathering content on my channel. I like for it to turn into a Magic the Gathering channel. And even though I still am going to do conventions and everything in between, I do want to put out primarily Magic the Gathering content. So I'd like for you guys to let me know if you want to see a specific kind of video, Magic the Gathering related. I will be uploading a lot of Moto once I get the hang of this, and deck techs and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you. It's been Ulysses with Snapkeep Videos, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Y'all take it easy.